Welcome back to today's show, ladies. It's Jacqueline here, and I can't believe at the time of this recording, today is Friday, and we literally have 2 more Fridays after this for the entire year, 2021. In this episode, I want to let you know that this is going to be a mini series. This specific one is going to be about lowering the bar if you're really having a difficult, extremely challenging time. I mean, you've had for years, maybe this entire year, you've tried to, create this plan to get yourself to be in the direction of losing weight. Well, there's something that is missing. There's a missing piece, and that's what we're going to talk about in this specific episode, plus the entire mini series. This mini series, again, is called Lowering the Bar. I don't even know if that's such a great name for it because it sounds, you'll get it. You'll understand exactly why I'm calling it Lowering the Bar. But this is going to help you to set up for 2022. My gosh, I can't believe it's going to be 2022 in like literally 2 weeks. This mini series is going to help you to take action, to implement, to set yourself up in motion for 2022. So if this sounds like something super excited for you, I'm giving you a fail-safe formula, a fail-safe way for you to reach your goals. Let's get it. As a Christian female in the fitness industry, I've seen so many women frustrated as they search for transformation through diets and exercise alone. And what I realized is that God's Word, the most important part of this life for a Christian, seems to be the portion that's always missing from what we're being taught about being fit and healthy. Courageous Fit Female is a podcast for women who love Jesus and want to get fit and healthy His way. Want to seek His truth versus what the world says? Then let's get into today's show. All right, ladies, so before we get into this first part of this mini series, I want you to think about these questions. You guys all know I do coaching, so I want to ask you, what is motivating you to tune into this podcast like right now? Like, why are you listening to this specific or this particular podcast? Like, you can be on 1 million other podcasts, but you're here listening. Why are you motivated to come and listen to what I have to say today? What are you trying to accomplish by being here? Where are you today in your body freedom, in your weight loss, in your fitness journey? And where do you want to be? Think about your frustrations. What are your pain points? Where do you want to be in 6 months, in 3 months, even in 1 year, in 2 years, right? I want you to think about these things because there are frustrations attached to why you came here today. What is keeping you awake at night, and how long have you had this problem? If I were to ask you to think of one single problem or the one reason that you are here, I don't even have to ask you, like, give me 3 reasons why you're listening to Courageous Fit Female. If I tell you to think of one specific thing, that's the reason why you're here, and that's the main thing that you're here. And it's important to think about these things because instead of just listening to podcast after podcast, episode after episode, let's take action and build momentum. We have the capacity and the capability and the ability to walk towards the things that we're trying to achieve. And we always want to make sure, of course, like I feel like I don't even have to say this, but I feel like I'm still going to say it anyways, is I repeat myself over and over again that we do things for the glory of God. We don't try to reshape our bodies and feel better in our skin to make ourselves have other people's eyes on us. We do it to see God's power work through us, to see how He's refining us, even if we didn't reach our desired goal, right? But the reason why I want you to think about these questions is because really, honestly, let's do a heart check. Why are we here? If you are here because you need help with your fitness, you need help with, you have struggles and your pain point is really your body image. Maybe you have no confidence and you want to learn how to get out of that trap because it's really not helping you when you're with your family because you're always thinking about your body image or you're always trying to track your calories and it's really taking up some time with your family and your friends and it's driving you crazy and you've tried all these things. Well, the reason why I wanted to ask you this question is because I don't want you to just be a listener. Like, it's great that you're here and I want you to keep listening to what God is putting in my heart to share with you women, because what you're going through, I've been through it, and I'm probably also going through some of the things that you're going through as well. I'm just a couple of steps ahead of you, but there comes a point in time where we need to take steps towards the things to lessen up our pain, to lessen up our confusion or our frustration. And God gives us these people in our lives or these things or resources in our lives to help us to get towards that, right? To these tools to help us and guide us to walk towards what He wants us to do ultimately. And that is why I'm here, ladies, is to help you get to that, not destination, but to help you go through that journey. So coaching is exactly what I offer, and that is what I do. That is one of the things that makes me so happy to help someone else in their journey, to hold their hand. So ask yourself, how long have you had this problem? And how many things have you tried and you're still stuck? So if anything I said makes you feel led to want to know how to get out of this struggle, email me at jacqueline@courageousfitfemale.com. Let's see what we can do. I can help you to put a plan together specifically for you. There's nothing cookie cutter about it. So where do you want to be? What motivated you to tune into this podcast today? What are you trying to accomplish today? We are all seeking a solution. Let me help you to get out of that frustration. Let me help you to walk through this journey. So find my email below and just reach out to me. Okay, next part of this is the main meat. Again, this is a mini series. This is probably going to be the longest of the mini series because I'm explaining all these things about coaching. Because come January 1st, I know there's going to be people that are going to be reaching out to me, and my schedule is not going to be as available as I am right now. Okay, so reach out to me and let me know. So the first part that I want to talk about in this series is, well, let me back up a little bit. This is going to be about resetting the bar. So what I mean by that is when we get excited about, maybe we heard a new product, or we heard about a new trendy thing going on, or a new whatever challenge, or shake or thing that helped someone, and you saw the actual transformation, you're like, cool, I want to try that too. So what happens is you decide to try that thing, you go all the way in, and it just seems like it starts to wane and disappear from your life. Like you have to restart all over again from scratch, right? And this happens over and over and over again. And ultimately, you keep saying that you tried everything and you're having a hard time losing weight. Well, I'm going to share with you a fail-safe formula to reach your goal. And this could be any goal. This is not just for weight loss, whether it's maybe nail biting, or you want to start a brand new habit of maybe going walking every day, or maybe it's really important to drink water or eating more vegetables. Whatever it is, this is going to work for you. So the first part of this fail-safe formula to help you to reach your goal is this. Whether it's starting something like you want to start running, or you want to start going to the gym and, being more consistent so you can start to see results. Whatever it is, here is what you need to do. Start small. Now, I know that is something that we've heard over and over again. Maybe you haven't heard of it. And if you haven't, well, I'm so glad that you're hearing it for the first time here. Because really what happens, right, is you want to lose weight. You want to eat more vegetables. You want to drink more water. So what do? Okay, you want to exercise more. Your favorite fitness influencer tells you to work out at least 5 days a week, or most days of the week. And then what do? You readjust your whole schedule. You push your family to the side. You get a gym membership. You start going for the first week, maybe 2 weeks. And then the third week, it starts feeling really hard. And then ultimately you just drop off. Like that's why the biggest drop off for New Year's resolutions is around February. So it doesn't really last long. Or maybe if you're trying to eat vegetables and incorporate more greens into your diet, what do? You have an omelet stuffed with spinach for breakfast. Maybe you have a smoothie. Maybe for lunch, you have a big salad. And for dinner, you either skip it or you have another big salad. Or I don't know, maybe you have a weight loss shake or whatever. But you try to do these things, right? And then maybe if you want to drink water, you're like, oh, water is so important. What I see people usually do is they get these 1 gallon containers and they bring it around with them and they drink it everywhere they go. But therein lies the problem, is they are not starting small. We need to start small, because if we start huge, there's so much resistance. Part of the problem with trying to do something different in your life is you go big, right? You always hear this, go big or go home. I saw something funny recently. It says, if you go big or go home, you'll often end up home. And how you start small is you need to lower the bar. You need to set the bar or reset the bar super low. So when you start to implement something brand new into your life, you need to have it where there's literally zero friction attached to it, okay? Because the harder you push from the start, the harder it'll be to stay on track. That's a quote that I found online from an unknown person, but that's super true, right? Like, we all know this, that when you from the start, from the beginning, you find yourself pushing really, really hard, but then it becomes this really hard, challenging, difficult, discouraging thing to follow through with, because there's so much friction in between. Like, you can't hang out with your family, or you have to eat 5 cups of vegetables today, or you have to work out every single day of the week and, do all these 100 burpees, do the 1,000 burpee challenge. I don't know. There's so many big things. Like, this life is so misleading. Like, we know that in scripture that God is big, but there's also little where God starts out. Like, we know that saying that big is the way to go is unbiblical. That's following the world. We know with God and following him that he does things gradual. Sometimes he does things very quickly, but for the most part, he does it in small ways, in probably ways that we don't even recognize, or we don't realize, or we don't even acknowledge because they're so small. But then by the end of the year, you look back and you're like, wow, I can see all these great things that God did, and I didn't realize it, right? So when you're starting in 2022, or if you're starting a brand new habit today, you want to start walking or whatever it is, start small. So pick whatever that thing is that you want to change or you want to implement into your life, and set the bar really, really low, so low that there's zero friction involved. I want you to have it so that you remove all barriers and anything that's going to discourage you from doing that thing. So let's say it's exercising. I want you to think nothing overly ambitious, nothing ambitious. I want you to think micro step, like no stress involved, no pain involved, nothing overwhelming to even think about exercising. Like it feels such a small part of your life, and it's super easy, and you can't fail at it because it's so small. This is, guys, I'm really like finding all these ways to put in different words mean the same thing, because this is what starting small means. It doesn't mean something that you do that's going to bring on fear, right? Even if you've never exercised your entire life and you're going to start tomorrow, this small step should not involve you feeling afraid. It should not invoke fear. It should not bring on any fear. It should not be demanding. It should not be radical. The objective, ladies, is to do the minimum. Do the minimum. And that's why I'm calling it lowering the bar, is because your bar is set so high that you cannot even reach it. Some examples are just laying out your clothes at night. That's it. Like, literally, that's it. That is all. Like, nothing else. Like, I didn't say put your clothes on. I didn't say work out for 5 minutes. Like, if you've never worked out a day in your life, all I want you to do is lay out your clothes at night. Okay, lay it out at night. So in the morning, if you're a morning person and you feel like that fits your schedule the most, and we'll talk about that in the later part of the series. If you're a morning person and you know that that's the best time that you will most likely get your walks in or your exercise, then lay your clothes out at night. Okay, it's just setting this small, tiny habit so that there's no friction, so that you can continue to do this for the first 2 weeks. Just continue to lay your clothes out every night. That's it. So simple, right? Like, it's such a micro step. You can't fail at it. There's nothing ambitious about it. There's nothing scary about it. That doesn't cause you pain or stress, or you don't feel overwhelmed just to lay your clothes out. It's just one simple thing. Or if you have been walking or you have worked out, maybe all you have to do is put your shoes on. And this is for people who they need to get back into the routine, right? The starting small would look like just putting your shoes on and walking outside the door. Now, notice I didn't say go and walk. Like, no, just put your shoes on, right? Walk out the door. Just walk out the door. Maybe take 20 steps. Take 5 steps, but just come back in. Don't set your timer for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes and then go walking on and on and on. Just put your shoes on. It's super small. There's no friction. Or if you've done that and maybe you just want to get into the consistency again, then starting small would look like walking for 5 minutes. That's it. Versus, I'm going to start running and I'm going to run for 5 miles. But you've never ran a mile in your life. Like, you should not be running 5 miles or even walking 5 miles when you're just starting out. Because why? Because you're going to make it hard for yourself. You may get really, really sore, and then it's going to discourage you. Because here's the thing, is that we don't like pain. Right? Pain is a negative thing that none of us like to go through. So why are you going to push yourself to do something that is super, it causes you pain? It's going to discourage you. So that's all I want you to do, is to start small set the bar or reset the bar to a super low level and get your steps in, get your little vegetable in. Maybe it's just eating one bite of broccoli. Maybe it's just smelling the broccoli. I don't know what it is for you because everyone's different. And that is the reason why I love coaching one-on-one with you, because when we get on a call together and we do coaching for 6 weeks, I help you to have these little steps super customized to your lifestyle. And that brings me so much excitement to see how changes really come upon you little by little. Okay, that wraps it up for the mini series, ladies. This is all about starting small. Again, lowering the bar. This entire series, I'm basically giving you a fail-safe formula to reach your goal, whether it's to work out more or to eat more vegetables or to drink more water, whatever it is. This is a formula that I have used that has worked, not just for me, but so many others. And I can't wait to hear the little wins that you get. So that's it for now, ladies. Until the next episode, keep it small, keep it tiny, and for His honor and for His glory, stay courageous and fit.